In the annals of history, there are pivotal moments where the ambition of one individual forever alters the course of a civilization. One such figure is Narmer, the legendary pharaoh who united Upper and Lower Egypt, laying the foundation for one of the world's greatest empires. His unification of Egypt was not just a political or military achievement, but the beginning of a cultural revolution that shaped the future of the ancient world. Although historical records about Narmer's early life are scarce, scholars believe that he was born into royalty in Upper Egypt, located in the southern part of the country. Born into the ruling elite, Narmer would have undergone extensive training in the arts of warfare, politics, and religion, all essential skills for the challenges that awaited him. As a young prince, he would have been acutely aware of the division between Upper and Lower Egypt, a split that fostered tensions and competition between the two regions. At the time, Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt were distinct, with each region having its own rulers, gods, and customs. Upper Egypt, to the south, was more rural and less populated, while Lower Egypt in the north was densely populated with fertile lands near the Nile Delta. This division fueled political and cultural rivalry, which escalated into military conflicts. Narmer's ambition to unify these two lands required both military strategy and diplomatic skill. Historical evidence, particularly the iconic Narmer Palette, suggests that his rise to power was marked by a series of battles, primarily against the rulers of Lower Egypt. With a formidable army at his command, Narmer led his forces to victory, ultimately seizing control of both Upper and Lower Egypt. The Narmer Palette, an intricately carved ceremonial artifact, provides one of the earliest depictions of this momentous achievement. On one side of the palette, Narmer is shown wearing the white crown of Upper Egypt, while on the reverse side, he dons the red crown of Lower Egypt, symbolizing his dominion over the newly unified kingdom. The palette also features images of decapitated enemies, highlighting the brutal nature of his conquests, as well as symbolic animals representing divine protection and authority. The Narmer Palette is not only an artistic masterpiece, but also a critical piece of historical evidence. It offers scholars valuable insight into how Narmer viewed his role as both a military leader and a divine ruler. The smiting pose, in which Narmer is shown about to strike an enemy, would become a timeless symbol of pharaonic power. This depiction solidified the idea of the pharaoh as a god-king, chosen by the gods to maintain ma'at, or cosmic order, through both might and wisdom. The imagery on the palette reflects the dual nature of Narmer's reign. He was both a conqueror and a unifier. The animals and symbols on the palette represent the balance between strength and leadership, foreshadowing the future of Egypt as a united, centralized state. Following his victory, Narmer established the first dynasty of ancient Egypt and selected Memphis as the capital of his newly unified kingdom. The strategic location of Memphis, near the junction of Upper and Lower Egypt, allowed Narmer to consolidate his power and oversee both regions with efficiency. This city became the heart of Egypt's political, religious, and administrative life, solidifying Narmer's role as the first true pharaoh of a united Egypt. Under his reign, Narmer began standardizing many practices across the land, from the way taxes were collected to the ceremonies that honored the gods. His rule also marked the beginning of the tradition of centralized authority, a system that would endure for more than 3,000 years under successive pharaohs. Egypt's sophisticated bureaucracy, religious rites, and monumental architecture all stemmed from the foundations laid during Narmer's reign. Narmer's impact on Egyptian history cannot be overstated. His unification of Upper and Lower Egypt was not just the beginning of a dynasty, but the birth of a powerful and enduring civilization. By creating a unified Egypt, Narmer set the stage for the Old Kingdom, a period of unparalleled development in art, architecture, and governance. His reign gave rise to the construction of monumental pyramids, elaborate temples, and a complex religious system that would influence Egyptian society for millennia. While names like Ramses and Tutankhamun are more familiar to modern audiences, It is Narmer's actions that made their achievements possible. Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more historical insights. Keep exploring history.